All right, good morning, everybody. I'm CBS19 meteorologist Joel Robinson here with a morning weather update. We are currently streaming live on our CBS19 Plus streaming app as well as YouTube and Facebook, so thanks so much for joining me this morning. We're going to go over what's going on in East Texas and as well as what's going on in the tropics. We actually have a named tropical storm at this point. We'll go over all those details coming up, but we are going to be first looking at the weather here in East Texas. We are tracking this right here. That's an area of low pressure, and that's bringing up some moisture from the south there. Got some sea breeze showers and thunderstorms already occurring just next to the Gulf there, and that energy will continue to move to the north, and we'll see some showers and thunderstorms as we head into this afternoon. So that's kind of the story on our satellite and radar. Here's what it looks like on your future skycast. So as we wear into this afternoon, notice a couple of showers and thunderstorms start to develop out of the heat of the day. We'll take a closer look at the just kind of the local area coming up real soon, but I just kind of wanted to show you this area of here, just sea breeze showers and thunderstorms as they continue to move up into East Texas. And the moisture from it, at least, will be moving to the north. And as soon as the heat starts to really kick up this afternoon, we'll really start to see some action in the form of showers and thunderstorms. So that's kind of what we're tracking, not only for today, but for the next several days here as that area of low pressure continues to stick around, and that area of high pressure that we've been tracking over the past several days has retreated off to the west. That has allowed for some Gulf moisture to move in. And so that's how we're going to be getting our showers and thunderstorms going each afternoon. So this is kind of what it looks like on our rain chances here. So 40% chance as we head into tomorrow. We have a 30% chance for today, 40% chance for tomorrow, 40% chance for Wednesday, that is, 30% for Thursday, and it starts to kind of drop off from there. We'll be a little bit drier for the weekend. Still can't rule out maybe an isolated pop-up shower or two, but I think most of us are going to be at least on the dry side as we head into this weekend. Here's a closer look at future skycasts. So we were watching as those sea breeze showers and thunderstorms were trying to make their way up. At least the moisture part was making its way into East Texas. So as soon as we introduce a little bit of heating from the day, then we'll start to get some of our own development going during the afternoon. So a couple of us may be seeing a pop-up shower thunderstorm. This is not going to be the most widespread of the days here. I think as we head into Tuesday, look at this. A lot more widespread across the area. We'll be a little bit, we'll be around the same temperature, but I think we'll have a little bit more moisture as we head into tomorrow afternoon and even into Wednesday afternoon. It's going to be basically a rinse and repeat forecast for the next several days here. So another round of widespread showers and thunderstorms heading into Wednesday afternoon. Could potentially get in on some potentially torrential downpours in some of these storms that do develop. This is rainfall potential all the way through Wednesday. So this is not necessarily in one sitting, but still can't rule out maybe a couple of areas, maybe getting at least a half of an inch to maybe 3/4 to even a little bit over an inch. It's really going to depend on where some of these heavier thunderstorms set up, but certainly not out of the question that we're going to be seeing a little bit more in the way of rainfall in some locations. You can just see how widely these numbers vary. That's just because of the scattered to isolated nature of these showers and thunderstorms. Rainfall over the next 7 days as soon as it loads here. There we go. So a couple of us may be getting in on a little over half of an inch, and that's going to be underneath those heavier downpours. But you can see by and large here, a lot of us seeing maybe trace amounts up to maybe a 1/4 of an inch, 1/10 of an inch. So it's really going to vary all across the area, but it's this coverage, the coverage of these thunderstorms and showers that are going to be moving through is going to grow, but they'll be really, really small on their own. So it's going to be like really quick to move in and out. So it's not really going to have much time to just drop a ton of rain, except for maybe some of those heavier thunderstorms that come through. All right, now switching gears, now we have Tropical Storm Erin in the Atlantic. It is expected to move to the west and become a Category 2, potentially a Category 3 hurricane by the later parts of this week. This was just named this morning. And as we take a look at some of the ingredients you need for the development of these tropical storms, hurricanes, they do not do well in shear. Shear totally rips them apart. They're not good. Well, meanwhile, Tropical Storm Erin is right in this little notch here where there's very little to no shear. So that's how it's really able to get going. You have this African easterly jet that's pushing it along to the west, and it's right within that area of no shear. So it is going to be allowed to really intensify. On top of that, we have plenty of energy as well. So the track is going to be to the west. It's right within that red. It's low to moderate, I would say. The track is going to continue to move to the west. We have a little bit more energy off to the west. So as it continues to track, it's going to be running into a little bit more energy and some warm sea surface temperatures, and that's going to be really good for it to continue. Now it is going to be moving towards the United States in some capacity. I think there is an area of high pressure off into the middle of the Atlantic that could potentially make it swerve to the north and just go along the East Coast. So we really hope that happens. We're going to continue to track that over the next several days, but that's kind of the track that's likely going to be taking as far as what we understand right now. But we're going to keep an eye on it. But we have that named tropical storm in the Atlantic at this time. All right, now moving close to Tyler and East Texas as a whole. For today, we'll be in the low to mid 90s. Hot and humid, that's for sure. Partly cloudy skies at the very least. Afternoon thunderstorms certainly not out of the question. I would say about a 20 to 30% chance. These storms will be really quick to move in and move out. They're going to be very small in coverage. It's a very fresh type of scenario right now. I think as we head into tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll have a little bit more moisture, we'll have a little bit more fuel to get a little bit more widespread amounts of rain. But for today, I think we're mainly just going to be dealing with some isolated pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Now, while it's not raining, it's definitely going to be feeling hot out there. Upper 90s to triple digits. That's our feels like temperature. So it's definitely going to be another hot day. Again, not enough to warrant a heat advisory. This is your classic Texas heat. We're right around average for this time of year, actually just slightly below. Our average this time of year is 96 degrees. I think we look to be around 94. And for the next few days, as long as those rain chances are around, as long as the cloud cover's around, I think we're going to stay just below average until we get those rain chances to taper off later in the week. Then we'll be around 95 to 96. And I'll show you what that looks like on your 7-day forecast in just a second. But here's what it looks like for tonight. So still below average. Our average right now is 75. We look to be a little bit below that in some locations, especially our northern counties. 74 for the Rose City, 75 for Jacksonville, 75 for Nacogdoches, potentially up to 77 in San Augustine. So some 70s all across the board. Some of us a little bit below average, some of us a little bit above average. It's not anything out of the ordinary here. So here's your 7-day forecast. As we head into this afternoon, we'll be about 94 degrees. Again, we're looking at a 30% chance for the development of showers and thunderstorms. That's from the Gulf moisture. That's from that area of low pressure that has allowed for things to basically rise. And it's also allowed for just plenty of moisture to move into the area. What we saw with that high pressure area was just a bunch of dry air, just a bunch of dry weather. So that really kind of inhibited our rain chances. But now that that's out of here, now we can really get in on some rain chances, and especially for Tuesday and especially for Wednesday with the scattered thunderstorm chances. So 94 all the way through. Those rain chances starting to taper off by Thursday. You can see we're up to 95. We have a chance to warm up a little bit as those rain chances start to subside. We transition from partly cloudy to mostly sunny, so I have a little bit more opportunity to warm up. We still have that low chance of rain, especially out of the heat of the day. We'll be up at about 95 degrees, 96 as we head into this weekend, with once again those low end rain chances. I think that's going to be kind of the case. Now on top of that, I didn't really mention this, but on top of that, there is a chance that we could get a little bit of extra development on Tuesday, specifically Tuesday morning. So that's going to be tomorrow morning. I'll check with the latest data here in just a second, but there is a potential that we could get a little bit of extra forcing with some of these showers and thunderstorms, so that it kind of explains why it's going to be a little bit more widespread on top of just the added moisture. But we do have a cold front on its way. I don't think it's going to quite make it all the way through East Texas, but I think it will have the potential to really get some more widespread rain chances going. So that's going to be the case on Tuesday. I think it'll weaken by Wednesday. You can see there's no change in temperature there. So that's why I don't think that the cold front's really going to make it. But at the very least, we'll be feeling the effects of it as we head into Tuesday and maybe just a tad on Wednesday. But then again, those rain chances start to taper off. The low pressure moves out of here and will be mostly sunny for this weekend with some lower end rain chances going into effect there. So that's kind of the story here. We're going to keep an eye on Tropical Storm Erin. Again, it's expected to be a Category 3 probably by Thursday. We're going to continue to keep an eye on that, but that low pressure area that we're watching for right now is parked right next to East Texas there, and you can see those sea breeze showers and thunderstorms starting to get going now. And we're going to continue to watch this, basically the southerly flow here. The flow around the low is a counterclockwise direction there. So it's going to be basically southerly flow on the east side. So that's going to be including East Texas. So we're going to watch as that Gulf moisture makes its way in. So that sets the stage for the moisture required for storms later. And then once we warm up, we'll get in on some thunderstorms and showers this afternoon. So that's the story for today. We're going to have some updated information for you on the noon show. So I hope to see you there. But that is kind of what we are tracking. Again, rainfall, as far as rainfall amounts go, I think we're definitely going to be in for at least a half an inch for a lot of us, maybe a little bit less for others, just due to the scattered nature of it. But again, we're going to have some updated information for you on the noon show. So again, hope to see you there. But thank you so much for watching this morning weather update.